Oh, have you been drunk sometimes when you're signing?
They saw the guys that were still remaining in the team saying, okay, we need to move someone down, and then they demoted me to the fourth worst team.
Down?
That was the first thing, and then it happened again. Probably something more crazy that I just can't think of, but Tilly, that's definitely up there.
Every game starts with an idea. Every idea is shaped by its people, and behind every person there is a story. Welcome to the Skycast, the podcast of Skyward Masters, where we chase that story by meeting the people behind Skyward Masters. And Skyward Masters, if you're wondering, is an arena first-person shooter based on the popular Bedwars game mode, and we'll get into that later in the podcast as well. I'm your humble host, aka Game Master, and today I'm joined by Peter dupreeh. Rasmussen is a Counter-Strike Go Grand Slam winner, 5-time CS Major Champion, investor and ambassador, dare I say, for Skyward Masters. I've heard Quickshot mention him as arguably the best entry fragger to ever grace the scene of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Ooh. Peter, with that introduction, say hello to the community.
Hello, community. Thank you for having me, and I'm glad that I'm the next one to have a bit of a go in the podcast, so we can talk a little about the game and me and everyone around us and everything. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we can talk about.
Absolutely awesome to have you here. Just a little bit more for those who might not know Skyward Masters, and there might be, I imagine, people in your audience that might not know all about this project that you have endeavored into. So Skyward Masters is a team-based first-person shooter, and you drop onto these floating islands where you have but one goal. And that goal is to destroy everyone else and their base before they get you. Yep. You have resources, you can buy weapons, you can upgrade your team. And I think most importantly for Skyward Masters, which has become a bit of a trademark, you can build bridges to travel from island to island across the sky. While your friends are yelling, probably, and definitely someone forgets to go defend the base.
That's the thing, like, it requires communication, and the fun thing with the bridges is that you can also bring your friends, right? You know, yes. You can actually use each other's bridges to get from one island to another. So, but you also have to do it in a certain pace, because if someone outruns you, then you'll fall to your death. So it's also about communicating and coordinating your things.
I usually sometimes say Skyward Masters is Bedwars, but with guns. And I can see that sometimes works with people, they get all excited.
Yeah.
All right, so Peter, now I'll drop you on an island, and then we'll see how many bridges you can build. And I'll say, who are you? And what are you currently up to?
I'm a retired Counter-Strike player. To the ones of you that don't know me, I played Counter-Strike professionally for 15 years. I was part of the dynasty that was Astralis back in the days. That was I mean it's probably a debate right now in terms of who's the greatest team of all time, but at least for Astralis that was recognized as the greatest team of all time for a long time now. We've gotten Vitality, who's challenging us a little bit, but you know looking back at the time, we were the pioneers of how modern Counter-Strike is played. We won 4 majors together in Astralis, and I clinched my 5th one together with Vitality. I mean, it's definitely a time that I look back on with a lot of pride and also a lot of good memories. But now I decided to retire to try and chase new dreams, and I thought that I needed to go somewhere else with my life. I think I stagnated in terms of my excitement of the game, but also all the hard work that it requires. Now that I'm also a father of 2, I don't really have the time be the best and compete with the best, because it's mostly young teenagers that they have no obligations in life, so they just sit at their PC 16 hours a day, and I don't have that time anymore. Now I'm trying to find something else to do in life, and I'm not really trying to find this new niche thing that I want to be doing, but I also just want to have fun, and that is also one of the reasons why I thought joining a team and creating a game was something for me, because I'm a big gamer. I love playing a variety of games. Yeah. So I've always had this idea that, picking up game development, even though I don't know specifically how to code, but at least I feel like my brain have so many ideas that I just want to push out, while I also can back that up with a lot of my experience and things that I've gathered throughout my career, what actually makes a good game, not only from Counter-Strike, but also from all the variety of games that I've played.
Yeah, because I imagine, obviously, you've played Counter-Strike a lot, and probably specifically Global Offensive, right? You probably play a lot of games and have played a lot of games.
Still do,
exactly.
When there's time for it.
Yeah, I know how. Yeah. 2 kids, right? Yeah. So you play a lot of games, and I think that that combined with you have competitive knowledge. I mean, we can feel that you have a lot of course, especially first-person shooter experience, right? Yeah. So. And what are you currently up to? And what we're sitting here in your studio, and I think that has something to do with what you're currently up to.
Yeah. So for a long time, I've been trying to figure out what should be like my next kind of thing, and I just don't think I've figured it out yet, and I don't feel like I'm in a hurry either. So it's like I'm doing what I think could be fun, but also something that's a little bit different from what I've been doing. And right now, for the context of the ones of you listening right now, we're sitting in what is going to be my small stream studio, and it's something that I've thought about for a while. That could be fun to go and first of all stream whatever I feel like is fun or what could be nice to do, but at the same time also showcase obviously Skyward whenever it's time, whenever it's released, whenever we want to do like some kind of visions for that, but also just whenever there's like big Counter-Strike tournaments, like do some co-streaming, bringing some of the analysis of professional Counter-Strike, but also like keeping it to my own kind of vibe, I'd say. Like, it's just because I've been doing a lot of the like official broadcast now, and that's like it can get a little bit corporate at times, where like you only have like a certain amount of time, and it has to be like very streamlined with everything, right? So I wanted to like spice it up with my own like kind of personality.
I love that.
Kind of unleash myself a little bit, because I'm my own boss, right? No one's gonna tell me what to do.
Dupreeh unleashed.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? So that's what I thought could be fun, but then in some time also just be able to do my own thing, but also like showcase the things that I think is interesting.
Yeah.
And then we'll see where it goes. I'm not sure this is going to be it. In 1 year I might not be doing this anymore, and this studio doesn't even exist anymore, but I'm going to give it a shot, see if it's something that's fun. If it's not fun, and if I don't like it, then I'm just going to stop doing it, and I'll find something else.
I was about to say, you probably will enjoy that freedom, right?
Yeah.
As you say, you've been married, you've been committed to Counter-Strike for a long time, right?
And also, like, I don't have to travel if I have this. This will be my sort of full-time kind of thing, commitment that I want to build on, right? So I don't have to go abroad, I don't have to go anywhere, and I can, still be with my kids, and I can tell my girl, like, I might have some odd work hours, but because the games are a little bit different, right? But
that's true.
That's what it is. That's what we're used to in my family with my girlfriend also.
Yeah, but this time you'll be like 5 minutes away or 10 minutes away.
Yeah, exactly.
10 hours away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's all good. It's a lot of we can customize, and we can. Yeah. There's a lot of freedom involved with this, so I'm very excited to see where it's gonna end.
Will that be on Twitch or?
Should be on Twitch.
Yeah, awesome. Shout out to that.
Twitch.tv/dupreeh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But don't worry, Skyward community, we're probably going to talk plenty about that as well. And as you said, there's going to be Skyward content there as well. Probably not all the time, but when it's ready. And I think gradually, for those who doesn't know, we're in pre-alpha right now. We're on the way to alpha.
Yeah.
And obviously, usually in my community experience, the closer you get to early access, obviously the more content there is to show, right? The more. Yeah. So we'll be looking forward to that, and who better than you to showcase it. Peter, when you look back, you've probably talked about this plenty in many podcasts, but why do you think it became esport? Like, was that something you always wanted, or what shaped that path?
I think there's a lot of things to it, but like one of the things that stands out the most as kids, I think you kind of chase the things that you're good at. Like you like the recognition, right? And you really enjoy it.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Someone just slammed it over somewhere. Yeah. No, I think
angry things.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I think one of the things that really like spiraled me in that direction is like that the recognition of a kid being good at something that always stood out to me. And I tried a lot of different things as a kid. I tried to play football, handball, badminton, swimming, everything. I try and find something that I was good at. And I think that football was the one thing that I really like kind of committed to and thought was fun. I did that for like 5 or 6 years, but I never really got better. The thing is like, so the small fun story would be that when I joined the first like football community, there was like 3 different teams and 3 different levels. And once you start, you start at the worst team, obviously. But then gradually, as more people want to join that community, they have to expand and make more teams, right? And then they made like
then the best move on. Or,
then they need to make space for everyone, right? So whenever they created a new team, then they saw the guys that were still remaining in the team saying, okay, we need to move someone down, and then they demoted me to the fourth worst team. Down. That was the first thing, and then it happened again. And they threw me into the 5th worst team, and I was like, okay, I should probably just find something else to do. So I was constantly demoted because I was too bad at football.
You took the hint?
Yeah, I took the hint. There was like, guys, Peter, you just gotta do something else in life.
All right, guys, I'll go be the best Counter-Strike.
And then I have an older brother. He's 5 years older than me, and when he brought home Counter-Strike the first time when he got a PC at home, when he had played with some some friends. Like we had this youth club in my town where you could go and sign up to play half an hour every single day. So you only had like a time slot that you had to sign up for. Yeah. So you could only go there and play for half an hour, and it was so popular that it was hard to sometimes get that time slot. So sometimes we would sit in line for like an hour before
to play.
Because there was like a deadline that you had to go in before like at 2:00.
Yeah.
So you had to sit and wait before you could put in your name. Like you had to wait until it turned 2 before you could put in your name. So sometimes we would sit and wait for like an hour before we could actually sign our name. So we spent like 1.5 hours waiting just to play for half an hour. But it was worth it to play Counter-Strike at that time.
It's what Counter-Strike was that? Was that 1.5?
Oh, that was 1.5. Yeah, it was 1.5.
Okay.
So it's a long
All right.
time ago. Yeah.
I've never played Counter-Strike 1.5 actually.
No, yeah, it was a good one. And then, when my brother brought it, back home, that's kind of when things, started to heat up because I could play a lot. I could play more continually and just put in the hours. And in the beginning it was just like played randomly online on different servers. I just did what was fun. And then I slowly started to find people that was fun to play with, and then from there on, I went to my first competitive LAN. I don't even know when, like 2008 probably, in Counter-Strike Source. That was the first time I realized that, hey, you can actually play this. You can play this game like at a competitive level.
Did you still play with your brother back then, or go with him, or was that was?
No, he was way out of, like, he's never really been committed to esports or anything.
Okay.
It was just for fun. Yeah.
So you can beat him easily in Counter-Strike.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you went to your first. How did that go? Like, did you?
I mean, it was I was not really in a good team or anything. It was just like with some friends that I found online. I think we did like okay-ish compared to our expectations and level and everything. So that was fine, but that was not really my breakthrough moment. But it was more like a breakthrough moment for me where I realized, hey, there's actually something to it, and I'm good at it.
Yeah.
So that's why I started chasing it.
Okay, so how is it now sitting down and feeling that there might be someone, obviously maybe not yet, but in Skyward Masters in the future that will go to a LAN event, and if everything is successful about Skyward Masters, they will have that feeling with Skyward Masters. Isn't that a bit weird, or like?
Yeah, I mean, like that's like the spiral just keeps going, right? I think it's that's very interesting, right? There's still like very long way to go before that one happened, but if just parts of that would come to life, become true, that would be very sick.
Kind of full circle.
Cool. Yeah, that's like the full circle, like the circle complete. That would be sick, right? But it's something that's far ahead in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, goals are good to have, but and dreams, but it's there's a hard work. Why Skyward Masters then? Like, Peter, how did that factor? Like you becoming an investor, you said you wanted to have fun in a gaming studio, and a gaming studio who is, with all respect, very early on in their journey, right? Mm-hmm. And even earlier, a year ago when you joined. Yeah. Why looking for a gaming studio, and why Skyward?
I always thought about the idea of creating a video game, but just don't know how. I think I had the ideas and I had like the ambitions to do it, but I don't know how it works technically, right? I tried to like put in some hours in my own free time to just like do a bit of coding myself. But it's so limited that it would take like years to learn to then actually find a place. So I thought it was easier to find a place where you had all the nerds already that could do all the things right, and then I could feed them with like experience and ideas and everything. So I think the match was there because it was like a new take. It was like a new game. It was a new FPS game, something that I can put my finger on and I know how it works. But at the same time, also being a challenge that it's also a combination of another game mode that I've never played before. Because like I've never played Bedwars in my life ever. I never heard about it before I started this journey, right? So there was a lot of new cool things that I thought I could bring to the table and also see it as a challenge. And then I think that like, as you also mentioned, like it's the first time I'm ever investing in something. So it was also like let's put it down, like a fun case for me to actually go into and put in some money in a project that hopefully can become something bigger and better. But for me, it's not about the money. Yeah, sure. If we in 10 years sell Skyward for like I don't know, $1 trillion, then I would be very happy, obviously. But it's not about the money at all for me. I'm not thinking about Skyward Masters as business case in that sentence that I hope that I can sell this in 3 years for a lot of money. I'm doing it because I feel like it's just freaking fun to be part of. And I think that is the most important thing for me is that because a lot of people have asked me like, so now you're done playing, like what are you going to be doing now? And it's like, I don't know, I don't have to find like a job from like 8 to 4 that just gives me salary, because I'm like, like in terms of my economics, you know, like I'm really good and I'm set with everything I earned in Counter-Strike. So it's more about finding something that I think is fun now. I think that is very important for me, that I do something that I just do it out of fun. And every time we've went to like gaming week and game boxing and we've had our events, right? It's just because I do it because it's fun, you know.
You can see that you're having a lot.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun because I think it's so cool to. What I really, really, really love about this is that if I have an idea and I tell the guys that, hey, I think we should shape it like this, we could do it like this, and then I see it come to life and I can actually play that. That gives me like a really, really awesome feeling that some of the ideas that I had in my mind has now been put into a game that is actually playable and for others to enjoy. I think that's what actually matters almost the most to me.
So I introduced you as an investor and an ambassador, right? Because obviously you're helping me with community and marketing and brand, but you're also helping the more like development and game design of the game, as you spoke about, right? So you're helping on multiple fronts. But what did you say? Like, I think less what is your role? Because obviously you're an investor, but what, like, to you, what is it that you are doing? I was going to say doing to Skyward Masters.
I think that I really try to help with like the core feeling of the game, which I think is one of the most important things for a game to succeed. And let's just be honest, I have no experience whatsoever, like in terms of creating games or doing it. So I'm doing it purely based on past experiences, feeling, but also what do I think is fun. Yeah. And I've really tried to think with Skyward Masters that what can we do to make this game like stand out? And I think that's what everyone tries to do when they need to create a new game, right? But we're kind of reviving the old Arena FPS kind of thing, but we're also matching it with Bedwars. But I also try to grab things from other games that I think is interesting. So it's always been like a vision for me to try and bring in the best possible things from other games and then bring them into Skyward Masters, and then, you know, twist and move things around so it becomes like its own identity, but still keeps like the core fundamental from the old game. So like the mechanics is somewhat the same, and that's what I really thought about. The fun thing is with the altar buffs that we have, the buffs that you can get inside the game, right? That was something that I brought up into the team not too long after I joined the team, saying that I think we should have something that
that idea is from you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's not something that is in Bedwars, right? So that's
exactly.
And for those of you who doesn't know, when you build these bridges and jump across these floating islands alone or with your team, there are kind of like biomes, zones that you can go to, and each of these biomes, and they are changing from game to game. But each of these biomes, let's say for example the frost biome, right? You can go there and there's an altar in the middle. Yeah,
every biome has its own altar, and it will. As of right now, it's just like a plateau you have to stand on to activate. Like it was like you get a buff obviously, but standing on it for I think it's like 20 seconds, you'll capture the buff, and you have to contest it with all the players.
And you can give that buff to your entire team, right?
Yeah.
It's a team.
Yeah, it's a team-wide.
So suddenly someone else, like if dupreeh is conquering this altar and I'm in a firefight somewhere, suddenly I get this buff from you, right? And that's really awesome.
Yeah.
And again,
No, but it's just like the whole idea about this one was that I thought that we should have something that people need to like. Apart from the resources, we needed something else that people had to fight for in the zones to actually force people to go there, because it creates tactical depth that you can actually, you know. Are we going for this buff early on? When do we need it? When do we not need it? And I got that idea like basically purely from League of Legends, actually. The fact that you have like the jungle.
I love
that. So
camps. Even another game into the mix, into the pot.
So like it's like you pick up the jungle camps and then you have like the buffs, elements, right? You know, so the whole idea of, you know, that you have buffs that you have to collect as a player, and you know that create and help the team. And obviously it's not one-to-one how it is in League, but it's just the idea of a buff that is in the side zone as it is in the jungle in League of Legends, and you bring that into our own game and then give it a twist and make it work in our universe.
I didn't know that came from you. That's a brilliant gem to uncover here in the podcast. That's lovely.
It did. I mean, like that's at least what I've been telling my. Well, I hope that if you ask the guys the job things, that that was Peter's idea. They might have thought about themselves, but I remember telling them.
You've done Inception on them. They think.
I have a whole on the Discord that I have a whole goddamn list of buffs that I think would be cool and maps and biomes.
I mean, and I know for a fact that everybody loves it, right? But your massive wall of feedback after events is I think both terrifying and lovely.
That's a lot. And I'm being very, very honest with everything, what I think is good and what is bad. But that's what's important, right? Because after Gamebox, I think that was obviously the best playable version that we've played. And it was way better than Gaming Week. So I had a lot of feedback. But that was, and a lot of good feedback as well. But
just because you have a lot of feedback doesn't mean that something was bad.
There's probably, in all honesty, there's probably more bad things than good things because we're such an early state.
Yeah.
But it's, it's about figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And there's still tons of things that either need to be changed or need to be figured out. But that's the fun part, right? It's about game development, is that you constantly try and become a better version of yourself.
I think the community would I would assume that you guys would love that that Peter, who has been playing so much of these, because you've also been playing League of Legends, obviously, right?
Yeah.
To get so you've been playing a lot of these games, maybe not necessarily Bedwars, but a lot of these important games, right? Yeah. Counter-Strike and League of Legends, and it must be awesome to them to hear that you're just being brutally honest, giving feedback, trying to shape, because I think that is needed, and it's good. Yeah. It's good for the game. What I was gonna say, what are you currently most excited about? We talked about these events, but what if you had to pick like a single thing for Skyward Masters that you're most excited about right now? And it could be something that hasn't happened yet. That's fine.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of exciting things. Honestly, I think it's like right now we're building the new character, and we're building some new models and animations and everything. And core game feel is also about making sure that the animations and the sounds and like the models and everything is like working together. It's like a cohesion about it. And I think that it really needed a facelift, like compared to because I feel like the universe and like the maps that we created is so good, but we really lacked like the other things. So in short term, I think that's the whole revamp of the characters and the models and animation, everything, to get like a better feel of the game. But like long term, I'm looking very much forward to having maybe like the first closed playtest that we're gonna have sometimes in the near future. That's like medium term maybe, and then long term, obviously the full release. I'm excited to see what like the community and everyone around like thinks about the game. Like, do they actually like it or not?
What the reception will be.
The worst thing is like you press the release button and then like you just get slammed on Steam and everyone's like, what a shit game. And you're like, okay, we just spent like 6 years on this. It's happened before to other people, right? And that has happened to teams that has multi-million companies, right?
Yeah, and who've made brilliant games before.
Yes.
Like, it's not necessarily a given, right?
If
anything, I think the community...
Honestly, it's goddamn brutal.
And I think especially the community will be brutally honest, because those who care about you and those who are part of your audience will be brutally honest because they expect something from you, right? And obviously you've put your name to this game, but it's terrifying to think about release. I understand it as a community manager. It's exciting and terrifying.
It is.
So talking about release and things into the future, and kind of my last question here in the first segment of this podcast is, in the years to come, what would happen that you think could make you the most proud looking back?
Yeah, that's actually a good question. What makes me most proud? Hopefully the fact that if it gets like a good reception and that people likes the game, that people like the things that I have done, but also like we as a team. The fact that we've created something that at least we think is a little bit more unique, something that is like a game that we kind of revived an old game, but also made it like its own standout title, and something that people actually kind of have been missing or really has been looking forward to play. I think I'm very hung up on the whole idea of what others thinks about our game, because right now we've shared the game with like friends and family and like a handful of close playtesters, which seems to be enjoying the game.
The reception has been universally very good. I
think so as well. Like, I mean, we also just have to be. Obviously, the audience at Gaming Week and Gamebox is like it's teenagers or like kids below that, right? And then they're like their parents and everything. Yeah. So it's also like, what if you ship that to like a handful of people in the 20s, right? Like, will they actually enjoy like some of the hardcore gamers that play like Battlefield, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, and I gotta highlight like, do they actually like it? And that is also one of the things with being in the gaming industry, is that you also just have to be brutally honest, because we love our product, right? We think it's fun, we think it's enjoyable because we know how it works and everything. Yeah. But what else everyone else thinks about it, right? I think that is, if we can nail that the people actually enjoy our game, then that's what makes me the most proud, because I feel like then we've succeeded with what we came for.
Are you someone that would be looking through like Steam reviews when we have published the game, or is that something that matters to you, or is it more on social media, or what people say to you?
I mean, in some sense, there's also like a little bit of my my own my name is in it, right? So it's like if this is also my first kind of shot of making it, right? Because let's say that I wanted to try and do it again at some other studio, right? Then people think, maybe not. You made a really shit game the last time, right?
Or if Skyward Masters is a massive success, they'll be like, oh, he'll do it again. So something like that. So there's also like a little bit of personal thing on the line for my own name, Don't think it's gonna matter too much, We've seen like, I think Shroud also I try to help create a game. Yeah. I'm not too sure what like if he just had like stakes in it or like how he actually helped develop it, but I think he maybe just was like the face of the game. Yeah, it can be hard to know how involved.
That's what I mean, right? Yeah. So I mean, like where I'm a little bit of everything. Like I'm a little bit of the face of the game. I try to help develop. I bring in ideas, all that kind of thing. So
that's also what I really love about this podcast, because I'm really trying to, because a lot of people in the Discord, for example, sometimes ask me what exactly is your role, like what are you doing, and obviously he's an investor. That's an easy answer, but like I think you are that, but you are more than that, and obviously this podcast should make it clear what you are involved in and what you want to be involved in. And obviously you're not around all the time, but I think when you are there, you obviously at the events you're having a great deal of fun playing, being there with the community, but also when you're at the office, you're giving brutal feedback, and I think that's, and I mean that in a good way. In the game development for a long time, we need that, because obviously, I mean, if we don't get that, we'll get that, as you said, nonetheless later down the road, right? So why not get it from you, right? Before we get it from everybody. Okay, let's move into segment 2, which is the community corner. Ooh. The community people have questions for you, Peter. I will start out with something I figured was easy, which is, if you can even say it, which is, what's the craziest thing that you've ever signed?
The craziest thing, I think I've signed like a tit sometime.
Okay.
Not like, not like, not like someone like just on top of the tit, right? Something like that. Not like.
That's still insane though. That's kind of cool.
It is
like almost like you're some kind of pop star.
Yeah, I was like, I remember sitting, I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that or whatever. I think that's one. I've signed weird things. I've signed like a brand new phone. I've signed like a brand new laptop. Like people bringing their like PCs and shit.
Are you nervous when you?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, like I always ask them, like, are you sure? If someone brings something like that I can tell is like expensive, people also get like them. I mean, like it's not crazy, but like they're brand new sneaks.
Yeah, I saw that at the Gamebox.
That happens, right? Because they don't have anything else to sign, and people just whatever. So titty is probably there's probably something more crazy that you just can't think of, but a titty that's definitely up there.
Okay,
or an ass or something. Someone's ass.
I love that even more.
Yeah. I've signed
somebody just pulling their pants.
It has happened. Sign my butt cheeks. Like, okay.
I would love to have been.
People are probably.
I'd love to have
been a little bit drunk.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah.
Oh, have you been drunk sometimes when you're signing?
No, not me. But
the other person.
No.
I was about to say, then it's probably hard to make the correct signature.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. They probably. Yeah. If I know I was going over to you to get my butt signed, I would probably also drink.
Yeah.
Peter, if not Counter-Strike, if you look back and it seemed like it was pretty clear cut, as you said, you're good at playing computer games. I would wager that you are better than most people in many games, not just Counter-Strike. That's usually how I know. Like people, if they're really good in an esports game, it's usually not the only game they're good at. If you had to pick another game that wasn't Counter-Strike, like going back, if you were to do esports in another game,
it would probably still have to be like an FPS at some point.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think, maybe it's also just because I've played FPS for so long, right? But I can feel like if I'm playing League or anything, I just don't have the mechanics to be as good.
Okay.
I mean, if I played League for 15 years, maybe I would have. I don't know.
Exactly. Right.
I don't know. It never really struck my mind. I've always just had a flair for FPS games. Like it's reaction times and the understanding of moving around and peeking and everything. I think that's always been, and it's still today my thing, right? Whenever I play Battlefield or whatever, like I just like pop stomp people, even nowadays. So it's just something that I'm
peeking pops and people.
No, I don't think I've ever thought about doing it in another game or any other genres, because I think FPS games has always just been it's been talking to me in a different way. But it's also just what games could Call of Duty, man. I just feel like there's only one, there's Rainbow Six, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about Rainbow Six actually. Yeah.
But there's not that many FPS games in my opinion that is big, in what is it called in esports? Yeah, PUBG maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I get, but it's just.
Yeah, then you would be going into the battle royale, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't.
Okay, there you have it, community. Who asked that question? Okay, of all the players in the world, specifically this question says, pick one that you would be most scared about to play versus in Skyward Masters.
Saru probably.
Okay, yeah, that would make
because
sense.
he's a gamer like me.
Yeah.
But he's just better.
Okay, praise, high praise.
He's it's funny because he's always even at the tournaments they play now, these big tournaments, like he doesn't play much Counter-Strike. He plays all kinds of other games. He's a big gamer. Like he's a guy like me. Like I think we're so similar in the fashion that we love playing Counter-Strike, but if we play it too much, we get fed up with it and we lose like that kind of joy, and then we lose like the edge. But if we can play other games and have a good time, then we also feel like the contrast, and then playing Counter-Strike as our job or career is then more fun, and then you play better. And I think that's very important for him and me. So he's one of those guys that is just naturally gifted whenever you give him like a keyboard and mouse, and he will just be good in any game because he will figure out the movement, and his understanding of using a mouse is just very
gaming genius. I love that. Yeah, you played with him, right? On
Vitality.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's actually also interesting for you out there to know that they don't necessarily only play. Like obviously you play the game that you're competing in a lot, right? But I think that's a beautiful thing to say, that you also need to play something else and rekindle like. So if I ever get Saru to play Skyward Masters, are you scared then?
Yeah.
Maybe that's my goal.
Maybe
then.
not in the maybe not in the beginning, right? Maybe like give him like I don't know, a couple of days.
Yeah, guys, we need to do this someday. We need to go out there and get him and fly him in, and Peter will not know that he's coming, and he will just sit down and cheer the team.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay, that's now my dream. Just to wait one, probably not now.
No.
Okay. Do you still? So they also want to know: do you still talk to some of your old esport former mates?
Yeah, I regularly talk with Magisk and Zipex and Sonic. Yeah, so the Astralis guys. I mean, I also talk to the Vitality guys, but less. Yeah. But when I'm at the events, I do. So, but yeah, it's mostly the guys from Astralis that I spend time with and still see on a personal kind of level. In relation to this, they wanted to know if you couldn't pick yourself, who would be the best Counter-Strike player of all time? I don't think, in terms of individual skill, I'm not. In terms of achievements, I'm up there. Yeah. I mean, I've as being the only player that's won 5 majors, I guess it's fair enough to say it, right? Yeah. I've always been a team player. It's been more about the team for me, right? Yeah. I think I got the 5th best player in the world in 19, I think it was. That's the highest I've gone on the ranking on the individual, which I'm very happy about. I get that. That makes sense. Yeah. I think you should be. It was only some of the really, really talented guys that was above me at that point. Yeah. So that was really good. Was there someone you looked up to when you were playing even at that level? If you would pick, if you should, and it can be, let's just say, just a global offensive, right? Yeah. You had to pick someone. I think Forrest was always, I usually always pick Forrest actually. Yeah. Super nice guy. Even back in the days when, he's had a long career in 1.6 and everything moving forward. Yeah. But also just the fact that he's, to me, he's a little bit like me, a guy that just enjoys playing video games, and he's a funny guy. And he was just very friendly to everyone. Also to me back in the days when maybe my name wasn't as big as it is nowadays. So yeah, it's I've always respected that the people will just they treat people equally even though they don't have the same name. That's very wholesome. Yeah, so super nice guy. I don't know him that well. But I've talked with him a couple of times, but I think he's really cool. That's awesome. You're very humble, Peter. I like that. Thank you. Yeah, so I think he's definitely, and then obviously he's been a masterclass Counter-Strike player for many years, right? So it all goes hand in hand. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say I've mostly been involved in card games and MOBAs, right? But the names you're mentioning, I know. Most would know those names, right? You have to. You kind of touched upon it, but what's one thing that they said or did Phil and the team when they pitched? I wasn't around back then, but when they pitched Skyward Masters. When they pissed on Skyward. maybe that's one thing that stood out then. Yeah. What's one thing that stood out? Did you remember something they said or something they did? I think the dedication and the vision of the game and the people around it. Obviously, Philip, Bjarke, and Daniel was the 3 guys that was mainly that's the core back then, right? I think that the whole idea that they've had for a long time and the fact that they've had like no salary for so long, and like they quit their jobs, and that you could feel that ambition and the idea was there, right? So if it would have been like a couple of guys, we have this idea, like we're not really anywhere, we just have the idea, we've worked on this for like 2 months, then I'll be like, nah, it's probably just gonna like just slip out and not become anything. But the fact that they had already worked on it for like 3 years or something like that, and then the fact that they were now looking to take that next leap into becoming something a bit bigger, right? That was very important for me, that you could see that they really wanted this, and they've actually sacrificed quite a lot to get to where they were, right?
It wasn't dependent on you. They were already.
That's what I mean. And they actually, compared to probably a lot of other studios, had a playable game.
Yeah.
It was shitty. Let's be honest. At that point, it was.
I've seen the build.
It was very. When I played it the first time, I was like, I mean, what the hell are we going? Like,
guys,
where are we going with this, right? But that's the journey, right? That that's the fun thing. If you compare the playable version that we have now to the one that when I joined like a year ago, so much different.
Yeah.
Like there's still a lot of similarities, but like how the game flows and like the performance and everything, it's just so much different.
I mean, you guys, and you can go. We have a visual trailer for this year, right? Before Gamebox, we have a visual trailer for last year, and if you just watch that side by side, you can see just a visual change as well.
Yeah.
Like the biomes are lighting up now; they have more intensity, like diversity. Like it's But that's one of the things I really love about game development is like seeing the progress, right?
Yeah.
And how it come together, shaping the diamond in the rough. Pina, the last and third segment, the quick fire round, then hot take.
Ooh.
Are you ready? This is the top one.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's go. PC or console?
PC.
Aim or strategy?
Aim.
Okay. Solo queue or full squad?
Full squad.
Okay. Coffee or energy drink?
Coffee.
Lore or action?
I kind of like both. The thing is, I know it's rapid fire, but I need to get some.
So this is the one that got you. I love that. Okay,
I'm a guy that can sit down and enjoy like a good story and everything when I'm alone.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing with friends, it's just skip, because I just want to get into the action, right? So, and I did it yesterday when I played with a friend. I was like, we were playing again. He's just like, we just want to play together. Shut the fuck up to whoever was talking the story. Like, just keep going. Yeah. So both, but it depends on my.
So we should not play Baldur's Gate 3 with you because you.
That's one of the games that I can actually enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah, I can actually enjoy.
We should do that one day then.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, number 6, a game to erase from memory to play all over again.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft,
yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Game that you have the most hours on?
Counter-Strike by far. Well, I like 20,000 or something.
Okay, pick something totally unreasonable to others that you would love to have in Skyward Masters. It could be anything.
Okay, yeah.
And it doesn't matter about money or development time.
That's a hard one, actually. You caught me off guard.
That's really cool, actually. So that means that you're maybe happy with the things that are getting in there.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I could say grenades, right? I want to have grenades.
Oh, grenades!
But it also feels kind of boring to think, I want grenades.
But that is a good thing, because I know that's... but for those who doesn't know...
Okay, I want the best possible rank system that we've ever seen in gaming ever.
Oh, okay. No, that's a good one, man. You got a good one. You came back on that one. I was going to say grenades are actually, for those who doesn't know, tough to implement, but obviously we'll get them.
Which is funny, right? Like, it seems simple, but it's actually hard.
I know. Yeah. I've talked with enough developers to know that's really tough. They scratch their head. But that's a good pick you got. So the best ladder system. Best rank system.
Yeah, but a ladder system / rank system could be a lot of things. Something where there's like almost constantly something to fight for. Yeah. Just like like you feel like there's like development all the time, right?
Yeah. Oh man, but that's also important.
That's balanced, and you can play with you can play solo, you can play duo, trio, quads, whatever it is, right? Yeah. So you can always find someone to play with.
And hidden elo,
hidden elo, everything. You get nice rewards and everything. Yeah.
Okay, a game.
Oh, I have a cool one. I thought that's actually something that I thought about, and that was inspired by World of Warcraft actually, because I remember some of the cool things from World of Warcraft was that when you saw back in vanilla, back in Burning Crusade, whatever, when you saw someone that had like some super cool sick raiding gear, whatever, you think this guy's a fucking monster, right? Or he had a title because he was fucking good at PvP, and he was called like Gladiator or Merciless Gladiator or whatever it was called. We should have titles in our game.
Oh, okay.
So like you have titles in World of Warcraft, you have titles in this game. So let's say you finish top, 50 in the ranked. Then you get like a title that says something.
And you'll be freaking scared.
And imagine if you finish rank 1, you get like something I don't know, Skyward Master, or whatever in front of your name.
Okay, that's actually awesome.
That is fucking awesome.
Community, note that down. We need to push for that. You heard it here first. Okay. Okay, a game that many people love, but that you just don't get.
Kind of want to say Arc Raiders.
Okay.
I bought it and I played it, and I thought it was really fun the first like 10 hours, but then I don't know, it just got a little bit out of hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't played Arc Raiders yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to now. No.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the end here? What's the question that I need to ask the next guest? And I don't know what the next guest is.
You need to ask the next guest what he or she thinks will be the breakthrough moment for Skyward Masters.
Oh, that's a deep question. Good luck to the next guest. Okay, and here at the end, Peter, we always end with just to put you on the spot on a hot take. Mm-hmm. And I just freaking love hot takes. It will get the community to debate. So what's your hot take for the community?
The hot take for the community will be that in 5 years, we have a functioning and good ecosystem in Skyward Masters that also has transitioned into becoming an esport title.
Oh, the last one kind of. Okay, I think that's a good way. That's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
There you have it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Peter.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
For joining. It's always a pleasure,
yeah.
Man. So guys, let us know who you want to hear from next. I'll also ask you in Discord. Send us your questions as always. And if you are sitting out there, you haven't wishlisted us, you haven't joined Discord, which is discord.gg/skywardmasters, you should go and join Discord, or you should wishlist us. It actually, obviously you should do it because it's awesome and you're interested in, but also it's a big contribution. It actually matters a lot to us.
Yep.
It's a way to really help push the community and the momentum forward. Until next time, I just want to say that limits are for the ground, but the sky, guys, is for masters.